The best love is the kind that awakens the soul, that makes us reach for more, that plants the fire in our hearts and brings peace to our minds. That's what I hope to give you forever. Revolutionaries inspiring the sustenance of our evolution.
I'm Charles C. Patton.
And I'm Natasha McKnight.
Welcome to the R.I.S.E. A dialogical series aimed for the essential awakening of the mind, body, and soul.
Through unfiltered, edifying discussions, allowing collective and individual consciousness to thrive.
Let's get straight to it. Welcome back, everyone, to the R.I.S.E. podcast. We had such a great time recording the last episode, and if you haven't listened to it,
please check that out.
Yes, it was very interesting to speak on about Black women and their experience within the world.
Yep.
From the perspective of Natasha and I. And of course, we know that, and I'm just rambling. Anyway, moving on. We really wanted to take the time to thank three people specifically. Tierra Claiborne, who was the photographer of the photo shoot promo that we did for the podcast. Douglas Fairnot, who was one of the videographers and creative assistants for the actual video itself, and Jared Polite, who did the actual videotaping of or filming of the promo shots. Yes. So a huge thank you for each of them.
They did an amazing job.
Amazing job.
We were very grateful for them.
Yes, and you can see their Instagram handles on all of our posts that we have. So if you have any photo shoots that you want to do, or you want to film something of the sort, just go and hit them up, and you can look on our pages to see exactly how to do that.
Yep.
And also a thank you to everyone who listened to the last podcast. We are very appreciative.
Yes, thank you so much. And to everyone who was responding to all of our question of the day.
Yes, we had a really good time coming up with those and filming them. And we're getting a lot of great feedback from people saying that you do love interacting with us on that aspect. And we're going to continue doing that. So please be on the lookout on our social media pages, as well as the R.I.S.E. podcast social media, to get in tune with those.
And if you guys have any, criticisms, critiques,
we're
very open.
Yes.
To all of those.
Very open to that.
Criticism.
We really
love that kind of feedback.
Mm-hmm. And we want to get better and better and help you explore these topics as well. So please, don't hesitate to give us any feedback or any constructive criticism, something that you think we can do better, because that's the point of this. We want to be better and do better.
Yep.
And we know that we didn't touch on exactly how the podcast got started, or even who we are, which I feel like we should do. We really wanted to get the content out there for the first episode to give people a good feeling of what the type of topics we're going to be discussing.
Yeah.
So we wanted to save all of that for the second episode, giving people a draw to come into and continue listening to us. So with that being said, Natasha, would you like to give a quick overview of who you are and
who I am?
Who are you? Who is Natasha McKnight?
I would say Natasha McKnight is someone who's still figuring out herself. Someone who has really big plans for her life, but is still trying to find her way, and someone who's very open and accepting. And I really just, my main goal in life is to touch people with anything that I do. I just want to inspire and help people. That's always my goal. Every time I wake up every morning, that is the main thing I want to accomplish in any way that I can do that.
Yeah.
You know? So, yeah, I'm just trying to figure things out.
Where are you from?
I am from Sumter, South Carolina. I am a speech and language pathology major, at South Carolina State University.
So do you?
Yeah.
Yeah, hey.
That's it.
Yeah, for real.
That's all I can say. Who are you? Charles C. Patton.
Who am I? Who
am I?
Well, I am.
It's a hard question, ain't it?
It's a very hard question.
Right. It's a hard question to answer.
I wouldn't even say that it's hard. It's just, who am I? I would say that I am an agent of light. I am a searcher of truth, a being of love. Yeah.
I feel that.
I give love, accept love, and bring love in everything that I do. Or at least I lead with love.
Right.
And I'm a curious person who wants to bring out the curiosity in others so that we can all learn together, whatever that may be, whatever capacity that might be at. But I would say that is who I am. But who I am is always changing, right, and always evolving into something more, and putting on more layers of myself, finding those layers of myself. Because I don't really necessarily think that we put on layers or we add certain things to us. I think we find what's already there, what's already hidden. It's already
been there. We're
right. Because we are
just discovering.
Yeah, we are already who we were meant to be.
Right.
But the trick is to finding exactly who that is.
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah. So with that being said, I don't know who I am. I'm curious to find out who that person is.
Yeah, I'm figuring it out. You know, I feel like every day I'll learn something new.
Yeah, and I don't
myself.
Exactly, and I don't think that that's ever going to change.
Yeah, no.
Well, at least it shouldn't change.
Yeah,
with every day.
Like I want to continue adding stuff to myself
and finding new things
and things about myself.
Right, and that's a good segue to go into for why we started this podcast.
Yeah.
Because I've always wanted to have some sort of medium that I can share my understanding of the world and learn other people's understanding of the world, and then come together and figure things out.
Right.
And I didn't know exactly how to do that or what steps to take towards that, but I knew that I wanted, or that we wanted, to raise the consciousness of people.
Yeah, I think for me it's really like there's so much you can learn from other people. You know, and people are scared to have conversations or to learn new, because they're so caught up in what they know.
Right.
And they think that, okay, well, if I listen to you, or if I learn new things from you, then that means everything that I know is going to be wrong.
Right.
But it can add to it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
can just expand your knowledge.
Right.
And I think I just really want to have conversations that are hard for people to have.
Mm-hmm.
You know, conversations that people have with themselves, but
Yeah.
they feel like they can't have with anybody else.
Right.
Because people aren't going to be open to them, or they're not going to understand them, or want to listen to them.
Right.
Yeah. There's a lot of information and knowledge to be shared.
Right.
Experiences to be had with other people.
Exactly. And I don't want people to feel as though this is an educational podcast,
Right.
which it
It is,
but this is more so of a way for us to soul search,
right,
and a way for us to be more in tune with the other side, or the other side meaning what we can't see.
right, yeah,
So bringing more light into our lives, and shedding those fears that we've had in the past, or that we still have, to bring about a more holistic understanding of ourselves.
yeah, I agree.
So for this podcast, we will be discussing relationships.
Yes.
And all the interworkings within a relationship, and how to go about being in a relationship, and what does it mean to love? What does it mean to be in a relationship? Go ahead, Tasha. do your thing.
Okay. So, the first one, just in general, how do you know if you are ready for a relationship? Jesus.
How do you know if you're ready to be in a relationship?
Yeah.
That's a great question, Natasha.
Yeah. For me, I think I gotta know why. Like, why do I want to be with you? Or why, just in general, why do I feel like I want to be with someone,
right,
on a serious level?
Okay.
You know?
And you're not saying anyone specifically, but you're saying,
yeah,
why do you want to share your life with someone on a romantic sense?
Right, because when you think about it, when you get into a relationship, you got to compromise.
Mm-hmm.
That's time away from you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, time away from, like,
oh Lord, you sound like it's Jesus.
You know, but it's like, it's work.
It is.
You know, it's work.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
It's like, I have to balance, I have to fit you into my life.
Mm-hmm.
So what about that is,
see, that's interesting
appealing
too.
to me.
I have to fit you into my life.
And that's how it feels. Like, it sounds very, like, negative in a way, but or kind of like a burden, but that's kind of what comes with it. Like, right. I am fitting you into my life. Like, I have to adjust parts of my life for you. So why am I wanting to do that?
Okay.
Like, what's my reasoning for wanting to do that right now?
And then even with that, are you looking for someone to fill something inside of you? So is there a void in you that is looking for someone else to fill?
Yeah, I feel like a lot of times with me specifically, I'll be bored, or I'll just be lonely and feel like, okay,
someone
I need
else,
to be
right,
with someone right now, and then I'll start looking. But it's, you know, that's not how you should get into a relationship at all.
Yeah.
But I feel like for a lot of people, that's how it is.
That's how it starts, yeah.
You feel like, okay, well, I just need,
and it's the thing to do
there.
Because that's all we've really seen. That's the way to go.
Yeah.
You're not complete unless you're in a relationship.
Exactly. And then are you willing to, like, take on the things that come with being in a relationship?
Right.
Like, all those are you ready for those responsibilities?
But see, you don't even really know what comes with a relationship until you get into one.
Right.
Until you actually experience, in my opinion, multiple.
Yeah.
But I do also, I agree with you on that sense where you have to assess why you want to be in the relationship and see, like, exactly what your motives are.
Yeah.
Because, and this is cliche to say, but in order to be in a healthy relationship, or in order to be in a I don't say a legit relationship, but if you are truly wanting to be in a relationship, I think it has to start with yourself.
Yeah.
You have to give yourself time to at least know yourself enough, or to be comfortable with yourself, that it isn't a problem if you aren't in one.
Right.
So, cliche, you have to love yourself.
Yeah, and
you have to fall in love with yourself.
That's very true.
And that's a very tricky thing to do, because most people do not.
And then they get into the relationship thinking that that's going to validate
looking for validation.
them.
Yes,
right,
exactly.
And help them love themselves.
Right.
And then it just... And I think that's the thing. You got to figure out what you want. You got to know what you want out of a relationship. Like
right.
what you want. Because people want different things.
Yeah, they do.
And they need different things within that relationship. Everyone's different. So you got to figure out what works for you also.
Yeah, but I do think that comes with experience.
Yeah.
And that comes with time. Because people don't really know how to love themselves. How do you do that? How can I take the steps to love myself in order to love someone else?
I think you really do have to be in a relationship with yourself. Like, you gotta, like, you know how when you're in a relationship or you're trying to get to know someone, you go on dates and you spend time with them. I feel like you gotta do that
with yourself.
Like,
I agree.
Spend that quality time with yourself.
Talk to yourself.
So you know what you need from yourself, because we don't take care of ourselves.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. We are last on our priority list.
Exactly.
Which is not okay.
So if I don't know how I need to take care of myself, or what, you know, if I'm not giving myself the stuff that I need, like, how am I going to ask you to do that for me?
Right. Yeah. If you don't even know what makes you happy, or you don't even know how to be with yourself,
right?
How do you expect to be with someone else?
And that's the thing, people don't know how to be alone. Like,
people do not know how to be alone. You're right.
They feel like they always have to be with someone or in a situation.
That's very true.
And I mean, being alone, it is scary, because you just spending that much time with
yourself. You get into your thoughts. You start.
That is a
start
scary thing.
Now listen, that's the scariest. To sit there and be with yourself and be in your own thoughts can be one of the scariest things that a person can do.
Yep.
Because you can't lie to yourself.
You can't.
You cannot run from your thoughts. You cannot lie to yourself. When it really comes down to, you can keep telling yourself lies.
Yeah.
But you know, when you really sit down and be in your own thoughts, you know exactly the lies, or you can't pretend to be or to act like someone else with your own mind.
Right.
You can't do that. And to be alone is forcing yourself to be in that space where you have to self-assess
and accept it. Oh God, when it comes to accepting it,
and then that goes into accepting yourself.
Lord, now
do you love yourself enough to accept who you are?
Right. And that's hard.
Or it can be flipped. Do you accept yourself? Do you accept your true self to love that person?
Right.
That person being you.
Right. I don't know.
And it's funny to say that, because I didn't even get to that point, or I haven't completely gotten to that point, or even started to get to that point until I was like 17.
And no one's completely there. So it's like, how do you know? So then how are you supposed to know when you've gotten to that point enough to where you're ready for a relationship?
So how,
you know? Because it's like you were saying earlier, we're still learning.
I think it's when you don't feel like you need. When you don't feel like you need to be with someone in order for your days to be happy.
Right. Okay.
And then that goes into what is happiness?
Ugh.
What does that look like for you?
Right.
Because
For
everybody,
you.
for you,
For you.
because everybody has their own baseline of what happy is.
And we like to compare it.
We
to
love
each
to compare.
other's.
Exactly.
It's
Exactly.
like, okay, well,
Exactly.
this is making her happy,
Mhm.
but this is making him happier, vice versa. So that must make me happy.
Right.
And that's not the case.
Exactly. And you can't depend on someone else to bring your own happiness. You have to find your own happiness within yourself. Now, once you can do that, then I feel like you are truly ready to be in a relationship. But what are the steps that people can take to actually love themselves and to realize what makes them happy? Does that come with heartache? Does that come with experience in relationships? Does that come with you actually looking in the mirror, screaming at yourself that you love yourself, that you forgive yourself, that you accept yourself for all the flaws and every single thing that you hated about yourself before?
I think that's why it takes time.
Yeah.
You know?
And it's hard.
You can't.
It's not.
I feel like
it's not
ever
easy.
since we grew an attraction to anybody, when we first found ourselves attracted to whoever,
Right.
we've always felt like, okay, well then I need to be with someone now, instead of giving us that time to really like figure ourselves out.
Right.
And because we've always,
Because
watch
it's
movies
exactly it's
and
put into our
social
mind.
media,
It's put it's put
feel
into
like
our
we
minds
have
that we
be
need to be with someone
right now.
Right.
So we just keep going into it.
Right. Yeah. That's very true. And I don't want people to think that, oh, don't get into a relationship if you don't love yourself.
So,
Don't do it. Don't do it. But be aware, at least be aware that you have steps to go, that this person is not here to make you happy.
Right.
The person is not there to make you happy. Now, listen to what I'm saying with that, because I'm not saying that don't look for someone or don't accept someone into your life that makes you happy or that brings happiness to you, but don't rely on that person for your happiness, because once you rely on someone else for your happiness, you're stuck.
Because then everything is tied to them.
Exactly, because that person is not definite.
Yeah, no one is.
No one is definite. No one is. But you have to go to bed with yourself every night.
Right.
And then there goes into play with expectations. What are your expectations of the relationship? What are you expecting to get out of this relationship? Are you wanting to be with this person because for clout? Are you wanting to be with this person, again, like we said, because you feel like they will make you happy, they will fill a void? Or are you just going into it without any expectations? You just love being around that person or something. What
should you have expectations?
Should you have expectations?
Like before you get with someone, should you already? Because if you just like someone, and you meet them and you like them, let's say you weren't planning on getting into a relationship at all, but you just happen to find someone that you like,
you just accepted how the cookies felt,
and that's just how it's going.
Okay, so should you have expectations?
Yeah, like already before.
Yeah. Okay, I think that expectations or standards are important for protection within a relationship, so that you just don't, be with any old person just because you want to be with somebody, Right. But then again, the only way you can really have standards or really have these expectations is when getting into a relationship.
Yeah, trial and error.
Yeah.
I know for me that's how it was.
Girl.
Like that's how it is.
Nothing but a word.
Get into one and then you're like, okay, this went well, this didn't.
This is what I liked. This is what I did not like. This is what I will tolerate. This is what I will not.
Yeah.
Right. I think it's important for someone to self-assess.
Yeah. Know yourself first, or as much, or be on the journey of getting.
Right. At least be
yourself.
open to the idea of you learning or understanding that you don't need to rely on anyone to bring you happiness.
Right. That comes from
within.
That comes from yourself. Only you can make you happy.
Right. Only you can make you truly happy.
Right. This is your life. And you got to know that it's up to me to make myself happy. Like, I'm waking up every morning living this life in this body.
And that comes from being honest with yourself. There's no need to be lying to yourself. There's no need.
You'll be lying forever.
There's no need.
You'll be lying to yourself forever.
But it's very hard to sit there and be honest with yourself. To actually look at yourself in the mirror and be honest. And it comes from forgiveness. Forgive yourself.
That's hard.
Forgive yourself.
And that's really hard to do.
It is. But it must be done.
Yeah. You're right.
The courting or the draft.
When cuffing season comes around.
It's cuffing season.
Oh God, I hate that.
Lord.
I hate it. I actually hate it.
We talk about that, please.
Oh Jesus. Cuffing season. Is it an actual like?
No, it's an actual thing. I think it's in the winter.
But, like, do guys actually like?
Court, or
no? Like, do people? Well, guys and girls like are people actually like? Okay, this is the time of the year.
Yes.
Now I need to.
Yes. Oh
God.
Yes, especially during the winter time. It would be nice to cuddle up next to somebody.
You just want
to be with somebody, feel their warmth on you.
Better get a heater.
Netflix and chill. We all know what that is, but yeah. So my issue with males in particular, even getting more specific, straight males, and males. Is that the courting process? There is no courting process. The courting process is non-existent. And I won't say that for everyone, but I feel like there is a level of complete disrespect when it comes to courting someone that you are attracted to or someone that you want to be with. Because I feel like we are not taught that we should be respectful, in the sense that it's more of an expectation for someone to be with you. They should be happy to be with you. And if they do not accept your advances, then it's an issue.
Now that's a whole.
Then it's a complete issue. It's not a hello, how are you? I would love to get to know you. I think you're beautiful, or I think you're really intelligent. I would love to have more conversations with you, or something of that nature, or even something as simple as I would like to take you out.
Now see, that's what gets me. It's like now everybody's like, well, let's chill. I want to chill.
Right.
I want to chill with you.
Right. And that's but look. But that's okay.
It's like I want to be like taken out.
Right.
Like on a date.
Okay.
Like, 'cause it just shows that
you care.
Right. Like you really
you care.
Yeah,
you have some
really
inkling of care.
But at the same time, it's like I can't fault guys too much nowadays, because if I'm not setting that standard for you, like if I'm telling you that us chilling is fine, that's cool. Like if that's my standard, that's my expectation. Like I'm not making you take me out on a date or anything like that, or I'm not making you put in that effort. How can I be mad at you for not doing it? You know?
Okay, I feel that.
It's like
I feel that, but I don't think that it's a problem to want to chill. Or to put that out there to chill. I want to chill. You know, I don't think that that's an issue. I think that the issue lies when you aren't honest of what you actually want to do.
Yeah.
I think that's the issue, and I think that's where a lot of people get upset, or fall into some serious issues.
Right. You really just gotta let people know.
Yeah, there's no sense in hiding what you really want to do. If you want sex, just be like, I want to have
just
sex.
Say that. I respect that so much
just
more.
be like, don't try and finesse your way into the bedroom.
Right. Well, let's just hang out.
Yeah.
Let's watch a movie.
Exactly. No, if you're not really trying to just watch a movie, be honest with it and say, no, I want to come over because I want to have sex.
Yeah.
And and if you do, exactly, and if you do want to, if the other person that you're wanting to do that with, if they are okay with that, then hey, great, have you a good old night.
Exactly.
But if you aren't really trying to get to know somebody, or if you're not trying to be in a relationship with someone, or if you don't even want to, experience them in a way that is not sexual,
right,
then if you're not trying to do those things, then why act like you are? What benefit does that have for you? Does that all that really does is just hurt? You're just bringing hurt into hurt.
And then wasting time.
Wasting time.
That is my thing. I don't like time to be wasted.
That is one of the most valuable things that a person has is their time. Because we cannot get time back.
You can't get it back.
Exactly.
Once that time passes, it's gone.
Exactly.
So I need to know exactly what we're doing. And then a lot of people will say, well, let's just figure it out as we go along. And I understand you wanting things to happen natural, but I need to know where
your mind is.
Right. What are we doing?
Honesty is the best policy. Right. It is. It really is.
And I feel like a lot of guys, especially my experience, they've like made me feel bad about asking, okay, well, what is this? Like, what are we trying? And not trying to force anything. Like, I understand when you're first getting to know someone.
Yeah.
You're getting to know them.
Right.
Like we don't have to be, when we get married and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, I get all that, but I want to know
where your mind is. What are we doing?
Are we building up
your
to
mind?
something?
Exactly.
Do you just...
And I think that a lot of guys feel as though that question is a convoluted one when it really isn't.
Right.
It really isn't, y'all. Like, they're really just asking, what is this? What are we doing?
Because I don't want to waste my time. So
exactly. Nobody wants to waste their time.
If this isn't building towards anything,
then tell me.
Then I just, right.
And then we can work from there.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
I can know how much time and energy to give it.
Exactly.
If it ain't worth me giving a whole bunch of, because like we said, when you get into a relationship or whatever,
right,
you got to fit that person into your life.
Yep.
So it's like, if this ain't going anywhere, I'm not.
Then why even?
Right. I'm not putting all this energy into it.
Right. Exactly. If you're just there for sex, then just be there for sex.
Right.
And it's very simple. It's very simple. I think that a lot of people don't think that it's that simple, and for some people, it's not. Because I do understand the nuance between having feelings for someone and wanting them.
Right. And you might think you won't catch feelings.
Right, but then you do. But then that's where the honesty comes in. It's always communication is key for any type of relationship,
Right. That's true.
So, yeah, and then that even goes into play with online dating. Because we are in the age where quick to slide up in somebody's DMs. I am a proponent of that. That is something. But within that, I feel like there's a certain etiquette towards it, because I don't think that that it's okay to just slide in somebody's DMs to just be like, "Hey, what's good?"
And it's very informal. Like, people do it very informally.
Very informal.
Like, no one's taking it. They don't say what they would say if they were like right there.
If they're right next to you, exactly.
And that's how you should approach it, though. You should be saying these things as if they were right there in front of you.
Exactly.
But no, they feel like because it's online and it's on social media.
But that's true though, because there's a block.
That's true.
That's true. You get to hide behind the screen. You get to be someone that you might not really be.
Yeah.
And you have more courage online. Hold on. If we can even call that courage.
Yeah.
Because is that really courage? Because there is a mask.
Right.
You are putting on a mask.
Yeah,
you are. Yeah. And there's nothing like being rejected face to face.
That's true.
Yeah. If you aren't content or strong in yourself.
Right.
To know that rejection is not really a reflection of yourself, but just in
It's
somebody just doesn't want you. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's part of life.
Exactly. But with online dating, I do think that not just with sliding in someone's DMs, but even the online apps that like Tinder and what are the other ones?
Tinder,
Grindr. I don't even think we can call Jacked an online dating.
Well,
that's not.
I mean, some people might find.
Some people, yeah.
Some people might find love.
Okay.
I don't know.
eHarmony, Black People Meet, Bumble, yeah, all that stuff. So there are different ways and avenues for people to go about online dating. But with those, there is a level of protection that removes you from reality.
Yeah.
And I think that's why a lot of people use it.
That's true. Because like you said, you get to be
right.
You get to be the best version.
The best version.
You get to create the best version of yourself.
Yeah. An avatar.
Yeah.
That's yeah.
Legit.
You're creating something. Yeah. Exactly.
So do you think that people just don't value, especially when it comes to like online or dating apps, that people don't, they're not expecting anything big to come from? Because how many people on these dating apps actually
expect something? Yeah,
right, something serious.
Honestly, I think there are a lot of people who do. Yeah. I think that the reason why you're even on the dating app, you can tell people that you're just on it just to be on it,
right?
But honestly, you're there to meet someone,
right?
You are, and if it happens, you're happy. You're good. So I don't want people to think that we're saying that, you know, online dating isn't the way to go for stuff, but I think that you have to be, I think honesty is like an overarching theme in this.
Yeah.
Because
for everything,
and honest with yourself with it, that online dating gives you a sense of protection from what's real and what isn't. But with the courting process itself, I don't see a lot of people actually going up to other people that they might be attracted to in real life, like physically going up to them.
Yeah.
And if they do, then it's not a good look, because it's either like, hey, yo, ma, or like,
how did we shift though? Because if you think about it from like back in our parents,
because they didn't have technology, but it was happening then.
Right, it was still
happening. It was happening then, yeah, with catcalls and all that stuff, expecting people. You know what gets me? What gets me? You can have a group of guys, and we're talking about guys who. Well, I'm talking about guys who are heterosexual. Be a group of guys that are all together on the corner or something, and then some girls walk by, and it's like a freaking circus. It's like, hey, yo, you got the big
I don't get what's the,
you want to come over here and like I don't understand
what's the purpose in that. It's a show.
It's a show. It's a show of masculinity, of toxic masculinity being portrayed, thinking that is what women want. And then
who said that though? That's what I want.
Who made these rules?
Right,
who told you that was okay? Who said that? You tell me right now.
I need to find out
who told you.
Who said this? Who said that? Yes. If you call me this, and this,
then
call me
I want to be
name,
with you. Oh my goodness, yes,
that's gonna
I
make
like
me
that.
Fall in love.
You
like,
know?
who told you that?
No one. It's not true, you guys.
Who came up with that?
Y'all.
And who believed it?
Come on, it's not true. And then even speaking from the queer community, it's very interesting because in my experience, it's very superficial. In my experience,
like the courting process.
The courting process is very superficial. As far as the language that is used, like no fats, no femmes.
Okay.
No dark skins, or only mask, or like no blacks, no this or that. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like, it's very, and I'm talking about specifically online dating on this perspective, because
it has a lot of like
it's very superficial, and it's destructive, in my opinion, because there are a lot of people who do not see past looks. And I don't want to say that as to say that like attraction is not a thing, you know, but I think that when it comes to the queer community, we're so vain.
Do you feel like that's like a defense mechanism because the community has to, like, putting all those stipulations on it like that, like just being vain and like, you know how we were saying that you get to be the best version of yourself to like protect you from reality, because that community has to go through things that other communities don't. Think that that's why there's so many like stipulations that they put on stuff?
That's a good question.
It's just like you have to be protected from the straight community.
Is it a show?
You know?
Is it not just a show, but are you, so you're saying that,
I'm just asking, like, do you think that, like you said, all the stipulations they put, like no femmes and all that?
Oh, that's what you mean.
Like,
okay. Yes, definitely, yeah. Where people are playing into heteronormative, ideals. Yeah, of course, definitely. Oh, yeah, most def. I was confused for a second what you were asking, but yes, that's exactly what it is. Yes, of course, because it's like the notion of someone of you being in a, and I can only speak for, you know, males,
right,
black males specifically, but you want to be in a relationship that is so mirrored to heterosexual relationships.
Oh, okay.
That, and some people don't even know that that's what they're doing.
Right.
But that's what it is. Yeah. And it's weird to me because if we are in this community and if you do have an attraction to someone, and I'm not knocking anybody for like who they're attracted to or whatever, but I think that it's really detrimental to someone's mental for that. But then again, I do also think that with that comes power in yourself. If that makes sense. So like if people, even the people in your community, are rejecting you at some point in time, you have to find love within yourself in order to carry on.
Yeah, I feel that.
But I think we can do a lot better with the courting process.
Yeah,
I think that we would be happier if we just respected people.
Yeah.
And if we had the gusto to actually walk up to people and ask them their name. And I'm not saying this like I haven't slid in someone's DMs to talk to them or something, you know?
Yeah.
Like, or I'm just this person who will go up to anyone and speak to them. No, I mean, I do get nervous if I want to speak to someone.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, that's just a natural reaction to it.
Right, it is.
Yeah, but I think that it's important for you to understand that and to have the courage to go up to and speak to someone with actual reverence. Yeah, I guess.
And I think, at least for me and just black women, I think we have to have the courage to set that standard.
Oh, okay.
And reject. Like, I feel like a lot of us were too scared to ask for or to say, no, I want to be taken out, or I want you to do this, because we don't feel like we deserve that. We feel like that's asking too much.
Right.
And we're scared for all of that, and we feel like, okay, well, he's offering this, so let me just accept this. And there's nothing more that I should ask or want for.
Right. Yeah. And I think that also goes into play with like queer men. There's also the aspect of people who are DL.
Yeah.
Who aren't comfortable with sharing or even expressing who they are, or even they're not even accepting it for their own selves. Mm-hmm. So how exactly do you expect to be with someone? Yeah. So that's just a whole nother discussion in itself. But yeah, I think that it's important for people to have the courage to speak to people and to be honest with them on every aspect. If you want to have sex, just be like you want to have sex. Yeah. If you want to build something with them, say you want to build something with them.
Don't be afraid to
don't be afraid. Exactly. Don't be afraid for that. And don't never apologize. Right. Never apologize for expressing what you want. Because why are you
is setting those standards? Yeah. Like, there's nothing wrong with that.
Right. And what I mean by never apologize for that, never apologize if you are on the receiving end of someone trying to play games with you. And never apologize if you're being honest with someone, telling them that you just want sex.
Yeah. Monogamy, the construction of relationships. How much of this is monogamy something we want? Or is it something we've been told we want?
That depends on the person. In my opinion, I do not think that we are monogamous by nature. I do not think that we are. I think that that is a construct that was created by men to empower themselves. Because if you look at it, men are really the only ones that benefit from monogamy. Because
women.
Yeah. Men are the only ones really that benefit from monogamy. I mean, I'm not saying the only ones that benefit, but benefit the most from monogamy.
Yeah.
And I don't think that. I think that it depends on the person. But for myself, I don't have to be in a monogamous relationship.
See, I've never really. I think for me, I've never had this huge want or need to be with more than one person.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it is something that I just naturally just.
Because where do you see that? But I'm saying where do you see different types of relationships?
That's true.
And the only different types of relationships that are not monogamous.
Right.
Because the only time when I was younger, the only time that I can think of something being other than something that was not monogamous, like two people sharing their lives together and living together, and it's just the two of them, is in cultures that are specifically in the Middle East.
Right.
You know how America has shifted the portrayal of the Middle East is that is something that's bad, that's something that you don't want here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think it's more so than just the men power thing. I think that that's the Western world also, that capitalism benefits from monogamy, that men benefit from monogamy, that and it's all a power structure. But I do think that it depends on the person to decide if they want to be in a monogamous relationship or polyamorous relationship.
Right.
Not even a polyamorous relationship if there's just a different type of relationship that doesn't look monogamous, Right.
I feel like it'll if you wanted to be in a polyamorous relationship, that's more people. Would the expectations for that relationship be different?
Tune in next week for part 2 of this episode.
Please like, share, and subscribe on SoundCloud, Google Podcasts, and YouTube for new and old episodes,
which will be released every Sunday on each of these platforms Natasha so kindly highlighted.
Please give feedback on this episode and follow the R.I.S.E podcast on Instagram at the R.I.S.E podcast and our personal accounts at Natalex_16. That's NATALEX_16.
And at Charles C. Patton to be up to breast on all content we are going to release for all of you, including questionnaires and polls, which give you a chance to be a part of the conversation.
We are all in this as a family, trying our best to continue uplifting
and providing opportunities for tough and real conversations to be had.
We're here to learn by sharing our opinions and listening to others.
Right, so please don't think we have all the answers, because we don't. We can't wait to learn more.
And if we can talk about it,
then we can do something about it. Let's rise together.